welcome to Half Past Broke, where it's October and we're getting ready. I'm Walker.
I'm Eric, and I know we did just put out an Oktoberfest episode, but let's be real.
I'm so
It it,
excited.
it was 95 degrees out when we put that episode
Yeah,
out, so it was a little tough. But now I think today was like the first day where I walked outside and I'm like, I could wear a hoodie.
I
It was
wore.
fucking
Yeah,
beautiful.
I wore pants today. It was nice. I actually
Yeah,
like. I got to wear. I got to wear.
I got dressed today.
I actually put
Put
on
clothes
pants.
on.
I went outside. No, I
Yeah,
put
no.
on jeans. I put on nice shoes. Like I felt really good. I'm so excited to see. Like, and especially with September right around the corner. Oktoberfest starts on September 20th. Like, man, it's just exciting. On that topic, what are you drinking today?
Damn, you really don't want me to ask you.
I don't wanted to
I'm
get the
drinking.
jump on you.
Okay, so right now I'm just drinking Oscar Blues Brewery Pinner. It's just a really, really, really nice crisp American IPA. It's probably it's reasonably priced. So for a 15 pack, I'm paying about $20, which isn't really good because for a good 12 pack, you're paying $20.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's awesome.
so it's a really good price. Just delicious beer. If you've never had a Pinner, I highly recommend it. It's not an overwhelmingly hoppy IPA. It's really nice, crisp, clean, refreshing, crushable beer, and I love them. I did go to the liquor store last week and did spend $40 on
Oh.
beer. I bought Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. I never had that before, and I think it's new. I think it has to be
Mm-hmm.
new, like this year or last year. They collabed with like here. I got an empty right here. Oh my god, no! I actually have a full one here.
Oh
Cool.
shoot! Look at that.
Where'd that come from? Are you kidding me? It's warm, but
Yeah, you can still
it's
drink it. It's Oktoberfest beer.
it's in collaboration with Bitburger Brewery. I don't know where that is, but so I picked up that, and then I picked up a Schleifly, a 6 pack of Schleifly. I don't know if that's how you say it. Pumpkin beer, and it
Mm.
was the most pumpkiny, like just straight into the point, no nonsense pumpkin beer. It was just a beautiful fall beer.
That's
It was a
kind of how the
beautiful thing.
Saranac was.
Yeah, and it was like 8% alcohol too. It was just
Oh
it
wow.
it became a little cumbersome to drink after a while. Like you weren't really not very drinkable, but I put down a few and I was like I feel this.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I'm just drinking that nice clean IPA. What are you up to? What do you got? Anything good?
I've been because and I texted you about this the other day. Me and Liz are planning on saving up like $60 a week for the next year, so we can go to Munich for Oktoberfest next year. So
That's a big commitment.
I'm going on the cheap option, man. I got Genesee or red, just Genesee
Just
beer,
how much
Jenny
is that
beer.
for a 12 pack? How much for a 12 pack?
Okay, it's 7.49 for a 12 pack. I bought a 30 pack right here.
Oh my god, how much was it?
$14.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know what? And that's what I'm getting Jenny Cream Ales for, 14.99 by me for a 30 pack. But
That's actually a lot cheaper than it is up here. That store that I usually get
really?
my beer from, it's usually like $17.
No, we're 14.99 for
Nice. Well, you guys got a
for
lot lower taxes on beer than we do.
really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. So we're $15 for Jenny Cream Ale, Jenny Light, and Jenny Ice because those are the only three that we get down here. I don't get anything
Oh, you
else.
don't get
Oh,
the red. You don't get the red label.
nope, never seen it. Speaking of which, if you are watching via the webcam, I am wearing a ruby red Kolsch
Oh
shirt.
my god, I love the ruby red Kolsch. Oh
Yeah.
my, yeah. I gotta
You know
go. I
what?
gotta run up and get like my growler filled.
Yeah.
I got
Oh
that
wow, look at that.
Genesee growler right there. I gotta get.
It's
I gotta go and get that filled on this weekend. I've been planning on it because it's
I'm
super cheap to get them filled.
I am afraid that I might be over the Ruby Red Kolsch for a little bit, only because, like, to me, that was just the pinnacle of summer beer,
Yeah, I agree.
and I'm trying to transition into, um, you know, pumpkin beers, Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
this, like,
No, I agree.
so
And oh, that reminds me. Yeah, that.
sweet Jesus.
I sent you a picture earlier. Genesee actually came out with their Oktoberfest. I just saw it in the
Did
store.
they?
Yeah.
Is that what you? Oh, that okay. That's what that picture was. Hold on,
And
let me see
do you
that.
see it? Do you see the price on it?
No, how much? I can't read. What? 8.99? Is that for a 12 pack?
Yes, sir. It
That's amazing.
is.
Holy shit.
$8.99 for an Oktoberfest 12-pack. Like, gotta
That's
love
amazing.
Jenny, because Jenny just nails it every time.
Yeah, they've got. I mean, aside from their ice, but no one's ever put out a good ice beer, so you can't hold that against them. That that's there's never been a good tasting ice beer. And if you do say that there is, then you're probably a frat boy, or
that's probably the highest quality you've ever had.
yeah. Or you've never had a good beer, or you just actually don't have taste buds.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going from like Bud Light to ice beers have a malty taste to them, so they actually have flavor.
But it's not good flavor.
No, it's not good flavor, but it's flavor.
But it's flavor. We're lowering our standards to that. We're like, we're not even looking for good flavor. We're just looking for flavor.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like every once in a while they have the specials where you can buy $1 for those tall boys. I mean,
it used to be remember like I think when I first met you, that's like all I was drinking because I had no money. Yeah, they were 99 cents for a 25-ounce can.
Yeah, I remember my broke days. I would always go out and buy those just because I could grab out like the change in my pocket, like scramble it all together, throw a bunch of pennies on the counter.
Yeah. you get $6 in quarters. You get 6 tall boys. That's 12 beers plus the extra alcohol. You're getting fucked up for $6.
Yeah. That should be the motto.
Bud Ice, get fucked up for $6.
Same with my backup band.
Yeah. Oh my God. Bud Ice, it gets the job done.
Yeah. That's shit. That's exactly what it is.
I feel like I've heard that before. It gets the job done. I feel like that was a slogan.
I feel like that's Bush's slogan.
Oh my God, Bush.
We never talked about Bush on here. I think it's just kind of a given. No, it's like nobody likes Bush.
I've probably only had a handful in my life. I don't think I've ever purchased it, and I don't think I really ever would because I just feel like there's better cheap beers.
When I was living in Georgia, they didn't have Genesee, so like the cheap beers were Bush, Bud Light, blah 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 blah, like the basic bitch shit. Bush was always the cheapest, so we'd always buy like 30 packs of it. So that would be like our go-to thing. And like when in Georgia, like Bush is like their highest class beer you could possibly buy.
Poor Georgia. Oh my God. I'm sorry for you guys.
Swear, like, I mean, yeah, there's probably IPAs out there, but like all the places I've ever been in Georgia, I didn't see a whole lot of like craft beer. Their scene is pretty lacking there, unfortunately. So come up to Rochester if you ever need beer, Georgia.
Yeah, I am probably gonna need you to ship me a 12-pack of the Oktoberfest. I'm serious.
Cotton, you better ship me a 12-pack.
I'm serious. I'll pay for shipping. It's legal to ship beer, right? You can ship beer.
Yeah. I'll go out this weekend probably, and I'll buy a couple 12-packs. I'll send you one.
Yeah, let me know how much shipping is, and I'll get you that. But so what we're really doing this episode, we got 2 topics. They're completely they don't go together at all. So we'll wait until later to talk about the second topic. But cooking, we're gonna be talking a lot about cooking, what we're cooking, making awesome cheap breakfasts, and what season is it? It's chili season, bitches.
Chili season? This is my season. This is my cooking season. Like, this season is just this is what I need. Like, this is what I wait for. And so in light of the fact that I still haven't posted the video because it's been like 3 weeks since I did it, the spicy head nachos. I'm actually making an impossibly hot chili. I got Scotch bonnet hot sauce because I couldn't find any Scotch bonnets at the store, which are a 400,000 Scoville little tiny pepper. Scoville scale. Tabasco sauce, it's right around 3,000 Scoville.
Oh, Scotch bonnet is a type of pepper? I thought it was okay.
It's a pepper. It's a type of pepper.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's really close to the habanero. It's just a spicier version.
Habanero's not that high. Habanero's
I can't remember what they said, but I know I think
low. I think probably like 30K.
I think Tabasco is like, well, Tabasco's like it's 3,000. It's like 3,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna say habanero is around.
Sriracha is 3,900, I think. So like, just to kind of put in perspective, like where the spices lie. If you can if you want to double check that,
because right now,
because I have the ghost pepper and the Scotch bonnet up. I didn't even think to look up in a comparison. I just off the top of my head, I think Tabasco is like 3,000 or something like that.
Yeah, Tabasco is nothing, and same thing with jalapenos.
Jalapenos are 2,500 to 8,000. That's their Scoville range.
Okay.
Actually, it's actually on the Scotch bonnet page. For comparison, most jalapeno peppers have a heat rating of 2,500 to 8,000 on the Scoville scale. However, sweet varieties of Scotch bonnets grow in some of the Caribbean called cachucha peppers. The Scotch bonnet has a rating of 80,000 to 400,000. The sauce that I have is actually has a rating of 400,000 itself. So I don't know if like
Okay.
the Scotch bonnets themselves are causing that, but they do have other stuff mixed in with it.
Cool. Give me one sec. I'm just looking up.
You know what I want is the there's the hottest pepper on the planet.
Oh, no
It's
way. Hold on, you were right. I had no idea habaneros were that hot. I eat habaneros like for fun. They're 100,000 to
yeah,
350,000.
yeah, yeah.
I had no idea.
Habaneros
I could
can
have
be
sworn they
pretty
were way
hot.
lower.
I actually bought
Okay,
I
cool.
actually bought a bunch of fresh habaneros to bring into the chili. Because I could find fresh habaneros and I found fresh chiles, like the actual like long skinny peppers. And
Sound like Peggy Hill.
chile.
All right, proceed.
So I can't.
Sorry, I just had to make funny real quick.
Okay, I'm not even, I know I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. The boot jolokia, which
Don't even
is
try. Just say like a white person. Oh my
ghost
god.
pepper.
Thank you.
It's a
There you
chili
go.
pepper that's been modified. How they shortly supersede the Infinity Chili is now considered the spice, and the Trinidad Scorpion. That's what it is. Okay, so the lately a lot of people have been there's like this like spicy arms race going on right now. So the ghost pepper was the world's hottest chili for a while, and the ghost pepper is 400 times hotter than Tabasco sauce. Okay, so um, it's rated at the ghost chili, the ghost pepper, whatever, is rated at 1 million Scoville. I mean, obviously, like
Wow.
the sauces that you get are going to be a little watered down. The one I have is 500,000 Scoville on its own.
Oh, and that was a ghost pepper one that you have?
That yeah, I have a ghost pepper one. That's the one I put on the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a thing called the Infinity Chili, which was pretty shortly lived. It was superseded by something called the Naga Viper, and then the Trinidad Scorpion, which is the one I know because I remember when the Trinidad Scorpion came out, people were putting it in fucking everything.
Can
There
I
was this
can I can
local,
I
yeah. Go ahead.
can I stop you for a second? How are people making this? Are people using like science and shit to genetically
You know, like
alter seeds?
okay,
Like,
so you know how like pot hybrids work, like where they like
yeah,
make
yeah.
like it's the same exact concept. Like they
So
do
what are they fusing? What are they like crossbreeding
it's like
a
select.
Trinidad scorpion with a fucking ghost pepper?
What they do is it's like selective. They take a pepper, they find like they scale it or whatever, and it says like, oh yeah, this pepper is like the hottest one in the batch. So they take the seeds from that one and they breed that one. And it's like the same thing with how they got dogs so big or dogs so small. Like it's how like it's just selective breeding, but just
Just made a mastiff
plants
fucking
can
Great Dane.
yeah plants can do it a lot faster. You know what I mean?
What do you do? All right, so how do you do that? Do you actually like
Oh, and
know,
you can cross
germinate
pollinate,
them?
and you can yeah. I was gonna say you can cross pollinate them. Like if you grow them really close, peppers are really susceptible to cross pollination.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Where if you grow them close together, they would get the qualities of each other.
Mm.
Okay, cool. All right, no, sorry to cut you off. I
Oh no,
genuinely
that's yeah
really
no
wanted to know because I just don't get where they're like,
yeah.
oh fuck it, let's make this shit even hotter.
Tomatoes, peppers, a lot of vegetables are just like really easy to cross pollinate if there's a huge variety of them. Like peppers.
Tobacco.
It's like one of the few. It's like one of the few Simpsons episodes I remember.
Oh, that was so funny. All right, go on.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of different ones. There's like the Trinidad Scorpion, like I just said, and the Carolina Reaper, which is I think currently the hottest one. But there's these like I've heard of one but it's like super rare. It's like this chocolate pepper. I can't remember what it's called.
So what are you using in your chili?
Sorry, I'm just I like and it's so they're called like they're chocolate bonobos or something like that. Anyway, I'm using a 500,000 Scoville ghost pepper sauce. I'm using a 400,000 Scoville Scotch bonnet sauce because the Scotch bonnets have a sweeter property to them. So I wanted to
Okay.
kind of give that in there. I'm using these peppers, these like hybrid peppers. They're like a mix of like orange and green, which I'll take and make a video of me making it. It's gonna be a really janky video because I'm a dumbass and I can't do. I can't. I'm not a very good like. Let's me show you this. I'm no Babish. I'll show a lot of those to you. I really not 100% sure what style they are, but
Do
they're really
you
spicy. Like you take a bite of them, they have that refreshing green pepper taste, and they have like a really nice undertone of spice.
do you do cornbread with your
I do not use cornbread because uh,
there, but you better have a good reason because you're fucking up, man.
I go with a very very like chunky chili.
Okay.
So like it's a meal on its own, and like the cornbread always just kind of gets in the way. Like I use 2 pounds of meat. I use rice and beans. I use
I was gonna
like
say,
yeah.
do you put it
It's
over rice?
it's got a lot of extra filler in it, so it keeps. I just never really saw a point in making cornbread, and if I ever do use cornbread, it's just instant cornbread. I'm not that good.
That's no, still even the
So
instant corn, the old jiffy fucking shit. It's still really
yeah,
good.
and I think I have
It's
some,
really,
so I might make some tonight.
it's honestly, it just really complements the chili, especially to kind of neutralize some of the burn. Because as
There's
much as
no
everyone loves,
neutralizing here.
well, you know what, as much as you want it to be super fucking spicy and absolutely destroy your mouth, you still don't want to. You know, you still want to enjoy it. It's not a game
Well,
of like
yeah. Well,
how badly can you hurt while eating your culinary creations. You
okay.
still want to enjoy it.
Okay. So like to kind of like give you an idea, like what I've already done is actually in the fridge right now. I have 2 pounds of ground beef with toasted seasoning. Like I put them in like a little pan and I toasted them on the oven on the
Oh,
grill.
you're prepping this already?
Yeah, it's already done. The prep is
Nice,
already done.
cool.
The meat is seasoning right now. It's got cayenne powder, chili powder, ground cinnamon, um,
Damn, you New Yorkers, you love your cinnamon.
ground mustard.
I
Is
don't
it?
fucking
I
a
got,
garbage plate.
oh yeah, I love cinnamon. What else? I'm basically like, it's the same medley as the garbage plate one. Refer back to the garbage plate meat hot sauce thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar medley. I did put Worcestershire sauce on it to kind of like
Worst,
spread
worst, what?
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Worcestershires.
Worcestershire. Yeah, so like I put Worcestershire sauce on it, and the only reason is like the dry toasted seasoning doesn't really spread well, so adding some liquid in there to kind of get it to slosh around a bit was like beneficial. Paprika I put on there. Let me think. I can't remember
Nice.
all of them,
That's
but
got some good spice to it right off the bat.
garlic and onion or whatever. So I added like a nice little slew, and I also like crushed and ground up a bunch of canned chipotle that I had left over from the nachos.
Very
So
nice.
I threw that in with the seasoning, just give it some more like sweeter heat, I guess, the
Now,
smoky heat.
have you made something like this before? Because
Oh
this
yeah, I
sounds
do this like every year.
okay. Good. 'Cause I was like, it's tough to tell because sometimes putting all this flavor into it can overwhelm everything, and like then you don't really get all the individual flavors. Like it
Yeah,
sounds like what you're doing is awesome. It, I just
I try to go with
like
like
I feel like you're dangerously close to the border of having it just like a mishmash of random stuff. But
no,
it sounds delicious.
I try to go very much go with like a crescendo to the spice. I don't want it to be like up front, punch you in the face. I want it to be like you take a bite, you can taste all the flavors, you get the sweet, you get you get the savory and all that stuff, and then I want that spice to build up in you.
Yeah, no,
Like,
if you can manage it, if you've been doing this for a while,
mm,
then you better mail me some fucking chili with that
well,
12
I'll
pack.
freeze it. I'll send it down.
Yeah, they're like, what is this dude mailing him? He mails him some weird shit every month. Oh my
I
god.
know, right? Well, we're probably gonna see each other next month, so I'll just save some for you next month.
Are we doing that? Are we doing
I'm
the
down.
Bear Mountain?
I'm all about that. Yeah, it's only like a short
All right,
little
cool.
trip up shore, and
Yeah, it's about 3.5 hours for me, probably 4 for you.
yeah, and I get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off from school, so I'll be able to go up there no problem.
Cool.
But
All right, yeah. So we'll discuss that more later. We'll probably go into it in the next episode more.
yeah, and we Lizzie offered up her computer to use as like a mobile recording studio, so we'll have that for.
Very cool.
So
Cool stuff.
so anyway, I was gonna use beer as like the cooking liquid for the chili. I always find,
Yeah.
like, as soon as I saw the Oktoberfest, I'm like, it's chili season, because I always put Oktoberfest beer in it. Not a whole
Oh, that's
lot,
a good
like
idea.
like a little half can with the beans and everything, so it gives it that little like malty,
Yeah.
smoky taste and everything. Whatchamacallit, I'm doing 3 different kinds of beans. I skipped out on the rice this time around, so I might have to do like a complimentary thing. But
What do you mean?
yeah,
You said you skipped out on the rice?
yeah, I'm not gonna do rice in this one just because I feel like when it's really hot, if you have like little small components like that you're not gonna be able to like chew or whatever, I feel like that's like a potential for like, oh, it's like caught in the back of my throat or something like that. Or like if you like goes down the wrong throat real quick and you start coughing with spicy stuff in your mouth, your whole mouth is just ruined. Your throat's
I,
ruined. So like
I've
I'm
always
trying to
been.
mitigate as much like small components and making it a chunkier chili. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've never put rice in the chili. I always, right when the chili is ready to serve, I'll boil up some rice, put it in like kind of layer the bottom of the bowl with it, and then
Yeah,
put the chili on
kind
top
of
of
like
it.
what they do with like curry and stuff like that, like Asian cuisine, where like
Yeah,
you like
yeah,
lay it on top. I've seen that before. I never
yeah.
actually tried that. Maybe I should. I'll make up some rice.
It's really good because you can get like just pure chili from the top, but then you can dig down the bottom if you want and get
Yeah,
some rice.
get a couple bites of rice. Clear your
Yeah,
palate a little bit. Yeah,
yeah. Cleanse the old palate.
that's awesome. Yeah, and I got like pickled jalapenos, the obligatory pickled jalapenos, tomatoes, green chilies, stuff like that. Like I just got like the basic stuff. I'm just adding like a couple extra components, and like the seasoning is going to be a little bit more meticulous to make sure it's not
It
like.
sounds so fucking good.
Yeah,
When are you actually making this?
tomorrow I'm gonna make it.
Oh, you're gonna make it. Wow, hell yeah.
I'm gonna start it tomorrow morning. I'm gonna do the recording right before I stream, so that'll be like whatever leading up to it. If I have time, I'll post it onto our YouTube channel um, before I start streaming. If not, I'll probably get to it sometime during the week.
At the very least, post pictures on the Discord.
Yeah, I'll take a bunch of pictures. I'll take a bunch of pictures. I'll put it on our Discord Culinary Aspirations channel.
Did you ever get the your new SD card
Yeah,
for the camera?
Lizzie's been using it. She took it down to Albany with her.
Oh, cool. So, and
She said
was
it
that
worked great.
okay? So that was the issue before. It was your
Yeah,
SD card. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
I guess the contacts were probably breaking and pausing the video.
yeah. The SD card that she had was from high school, so that was like 10 years ago. So
Yeah, it's sometimes just stupid stuff like that. But that's awesome that that's working now. I'll just go over basic stuff later. Like you just make sure you're running it at like 1/60th of a second shutter speed, so
yeah,
that you can record at
I
30
actually did that
FPS.
when we were talking about it. I set that up already just because I was trying to fix it. So I started going through the settings and I changed it to the 1/60th. So hopefully that'll still
Yeah,
be
it
set
just
up.
yeah. And we'll go over. If you have any questions, just ask. Unless it's about Flash, I don't know how to do the Flash.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out how to turn the fucking thing off.
The thing is, I've never used the camera on automatic mode, and like there's like you don't use the flash on manual unless you select it, you use
Well,
it. So I was like, I don't know how to turn the
Lizzie
flash
took it
off.
off. The thing is, she put it on manual mode, and she couldn't find the button to turn it off of flash.
You
Turn
just
on.
push it down. You just push the flash back down.
It kept popping back up.
Then it was not on manual.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't there. I was just going by what she said. So
You've
either
been
way,
lied to.
I know.
That's all good. We'll go over that another time. So we're gonna have that kick-ass chili, and I'm serious. Save me a bowl or something, and like freeze it and bring it to me for
Oh yeah,
Oktoberfest.
for sure. That's gonna be
Because
saved up.
I'm probably gonna die eating it, but I love a good bowl of chili.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it with Oktoberfest beer in mind, so it kind of complements that. Because like, I've been trying to consciously make choices on beer pairings with my food lately.
Yeah, that's honestly I do. I use Coca-Cola a lot when I cook. I use Coca-Cola as a base.
It's super syrupy. It's got a really good like flavor.
Mhm,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
awesome.
I always think that so like basically anytime you cook something in a crock pot and it tells you to use water as a base, just put fucking soda or beer or like ginger ale or something. Anything like carbonated, it really just adds a whole nother level of
Yeah,
depth and flavor to it.
Depending on how thick this chili ends up being, I might add a whole can of beer in there, but I like it to be chunkier, like let it
Yeah,
be a little thicker.
yeah, and even and if you really need to thin it out, then use water for that. But as a
Yeah.
base, I would just use.
Yeah, I never use water as a base. Chicken stock
Uh,
is like the first thing I'll go for
yeah,
if I'm going for like a base, like I need something to like thin it out a bit.
yeah, that's why because so I don't drink a lot of soda, but when me and Liv order from Domino's, there's this like really good deal, and it comes with a 2 liter bottle of soda, and that
Yeah,
thing literally sits in my fridge until I either
cook with
like
it.
yeah, until I either cook with it or I decide I'm gonna make whiskey and cokes.
Oh, I can think
Um,
of worse ways to
yeah,
utilize a
that's
2 liter.
or every once in a while, I'll like I said, I don't drink too much soda, but like if I do start drinking, I'll drink the whole 2 liter.
Yeah, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Mountain Dew. So like I
I
always
do.
like once a
I
week I'll
choose.
buy like a big 1 liter thing of it, but that's about it.
I, I actually just got a Mountain Dew the other night, um, because I feel like it has a good amount of caffeine in it, but it doesn't get you all fucking like jacked up and jittery like a.
Yeah.
So it's it's got a good amount of
Yeah.
sugar, caffeine without like ruining your fucking life. Because I'm 30 years old now. Apparently, I can't handle a fucking energy drink.
I still drink Nos every once in a while. I like Nos.
I do like Nas, but I don't know. It's weird. Like it literally it's like anxiety in a can for me. It's like, oh,
I will
here
s-
you go, be jittery now.
I will say this, like a late night of drinking, energy drink is like the best cure. Like that caffeine like totally clears up any
Oh,
fatigue that I had and everything gets me going for the day. Especially like on like the Saturday nights, like when we do late streams and like especially last night when I was doing the late stream. I woke up this morning, I went over to the store, I picked up a NOS and I was just ready to go for the day.
in the morning? I don't.
Yeah, I don't like I like coffee, but it's not cool enough for it yet. Like I can't drink coffee in the summertime. I just can't.
Iced coffee. Are you serious? Go to
Yeah, but I'm
Dunkin'
not gonna
Donuts. Get
go
a
to
$3
Dunkin'
ice.
Donuts and buy a $3
Why?
because it's $1.50
Why?
cheaper, and I don't live anywhere near a Dunkin' Donuts. The closest Dunkin' Donuts to me is 30 minutes away.
Nas has still got to be $3.
That's like $1.99.
Eh, yeah. Argue over $1.
I know.
Um,
Well, I mean, like it's still cheaper to go to the 7-Eleven that's like 10 minutes from my house
yeah,
than
yeah,
it is
yeah.
to go
That's right
30
there.
minutes out to the. I would go to Dunkin' Donuts and get iced coffee because I love their iced coffee, but yeah,
I just had one
sponsor
today for the
us.
yeah. God, I just had one for the first time in a long time today. And all right, so I was on the cusp of like I didn't know what to do because it was cool enough. What?
Nothing.
What?
I said the
It
cusp.
oh, I thought you were still like I'm like what? Oh, jeez. So it was cool enough to get a pumpkin spice coffee,
Ooh, oh my
but
god, I forgot about pumpkin spice coffee.
it was also warm enough to get an iced coffee, and I was conflicted. I was in the drive-through, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I went with an iced coffee, and it was delicious, and I don't regret it for a second.
I might get up
I'd do
really
it again.
before I make this chili. I might get up really early tomorrow and run up and get Dunkin' Donuts so I can have my pumpkin spice while I'm making.
Oh, yeah. And it's gonna be nice and cool in the morning.
Oh, I know.
Oh
Oh
god.
god, like first thing in the morning when I go to let out my chickens, my dogs are out in the backyard with me and everything. Perfect. It was
The,
perfect. It was like
the
55
dew
degrees.
is
It
on the
felt nice.
grass. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's the weather. The weather's perfect right now, and
As long
I can
as
do this year round.
yeah, as long as it's not like 55 degrees and there's still like kind of snow on the ground, because
Yeah,
that's still
55
shitty.
degrees. 55 degrees is probably my ultimate favorite temperature. Like if
Yeah,
I had to live
I was
in any climate, it would just be 55 degrees.
yeah, and I was actually talking about this the other day. Like if it stayed like low 60s all year round, I could deal with it because it's not too cold, it's not
Yeah.
too hot, and like in the mornings, like if it's like if the high temperature stayed in the 60s, the low would be in the 50s. So like evenings and mornings would be nice and
Be
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. I was thinking in like some weird thing where the temperature
Oh, where it
never
just
changes.
stays the same
Just
across the
saying,
board.
Bob,
Yeah,
but
that makes sense. If it stayed like
you
55, 60.
yeah, you bring up a great point though, as far as low 60s and then having it go into the 50s at at night
Exactly. I don't know if I could
and in
deal
the
with it
morning.
being one the same temperature. I like when it can like cool off at night and be cool and like you gradually get warmed up throughout the day. Like I do like that.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for us, that is how the weather works. I was just looking at it in like some weird vacuum, but I don't know.
We
So
got him. We got him. Yeah. Sorry. Go
but
ahead.
no, so we got the chili, we got
Oh,
the
what
beer.
what about your hash browns things you were talking to me about?
That's a very, very important topic, and I'm actually gonna go to the store, and I'm gonna weigh out how much. So you know how you can go get like a package of like pre-cut like hash browns. All you gotta do is heat them up.
Yeah.
Um, I never realized until I started making my own hash browns how fucking little potatoes they use. One fucking potato
Is
is
like
so. It's my entire fucking frying pan. So like you're going to IHOP or whatever. You're spending $4 on hash browns. It probably cost them like 17 cents.
and do you use like a cheese grater or whatever, like the big
No, no.
how do you do it?
So I take a potato and put it on its side, and I just slice it into like what they would use for potato chips, and then
Oh.
I hold the whole thing together, and I spin it, and then I do the same thing the other way, and it cuts it into nice thin
Oh, okay, so you do it a
nice
little
thin
bit
little
more
slices.
manually. I like using my cheese grater, like the big like square one that we
That's a
have.
good idea. I actually might try that.
I use like the thickest hole that they have, and I shred it, and it takes me like
It's
two
still
seconds.
really fine.
I can get through like 4 or 5 potatoes and have like a bulk amount of like hashed potatoes
Yeah,
ready
no,
to
that's actually a
go.
good idea. You know what? I think I'm still just. I've had it for months, but I still just love using. I got a pretty nice knife, a pretty nice kitchen knife. I just fucking love using it.
Yeah, I don't
A
blame
nice,
you.
a nice sharpened knife, just slicing right through a potato. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. If you don't have one, go get yourself a really nice fucking. Not even a really nice one. Go spend like $50 on Amazon or something until you can
Yeah.
afford a stupid expensive one. But as long as you keep it sharp, as long as before you use it every time, sharpen it, wash it, take good care of it. It's amazing. I've never had like a really good knife like that before.
We did just recently get a like a really nice knife. My in-laws got it for my wife, and now like I kind of use it still too. It Can I just say having a really sharp knife and cutting like a big thing of cabbage is so satisfying.
Oh,
It
it's the
like
best.
it's like the most satisfying, like it just because you could cut it so thin too.
No.
So you could just have shredded lettuce, shredded cabbage, and it just like cuts it through it like butter, man.
Yeah, I never like when I was growing up, I never had like my parents. I guess they would get like the standard like
The set.
the big set, and maybe they did, but I've never seen them sharpen any of the knives. And I would be sitting there trying
Yeah.
to saw through shit with something that you're not not serrated. And then when I started getting like nice kitchenware for myself, I'm like, damn.
I will say this, yeah, I like growing up, like we always had like the standard set and everything, and
Yeah.
we got I think it's Cutco knives, like the kitchen sets that like people sell door to door or whatever.
The pyramid scheme?
Yeah, cause my stepsister was selling it, so we gave her a
Oh God.
we gave her a pity sale, and we got these knives, and
Are they good?
oh my god, dude, they're actually worth every penny.
Really?
But me at 14 years old didn't realize, because I'd always had
You
dull
slice your
knives.
finger off?
I was trying to cut a bagel, so I'm holding it like this. I'm going like this, right fucking
Oh my
through
God.
my finger, and you probably can't even see the scar on my finger.
I think I have seen. I think you showed me in person. I
Yeah,
have seen it.
like I still have nerve damage right there. It went right down to the bone. Like I sliced it so hard, and at the time, like my girlfriend at the time in high school, like was coming. Her mom and her were coming to pick me up. They're like knocking on the door. I'm like, just open the door. I can't move. I'm like, I got my hand hanging over the sink. The sink is like stained red, and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
and her mother, my girlfriend's mother, was like one of those people that overreacts. So she's like freaking out, like hyperventilating. I'm like, I just need a ride. I gotta go get me a towel. I need to wrap a towel around this so I don't bleed all over the place. Just give me a ride to the hospital. It's like 10 miles up the road, and I'm already lost like so much blood. My hand's white.
I'm getting dizzy. I can't see.
I
I'm
mean,
getting
whiter
really
than it
cold.
is now, but like, but yeah, no, like I had lost enough blood where it looked like I was going through necrosis on my hand. It was turning like purple.
All right. So the moral of the story is, if you think you're responsible enough to own really sharp knives,
Exactly.
I highly recommend it.
If you're upgrading, I highly recommend watching YouTube videos on cutting styles and practicing
Definitely.
very slowly. Don't think that if you have a sharp knife, you can start cutting like the professionals. Take it
Go very,
slow.
very slow.
I
Yep.
lost
And
part of my
you'll get
fingernail from it too.
faster as time goes. You know, you can start out as slow as you want, and as you go, you get more. Well, just learn the techniques because you'll take your fucking finger right off,
Oh
and I don't
yeah,
want to be
no.
responsible for that.
Yeah, exactly. We at Half Past Broke
Yeah.
do not
Disclaimer.
do not encourage you to go out and act like a chef. Please take your time.
Yes. Learn the proper ways. Just go on YouTube. That's how everyone learns everything these days.
Binging with Babish.
Does he cut? I've only seen a few of his
He's cut
episodes.
himself once, but he cuts with like really really nice stuff, and he has this like one little like playlist called Basics with Babish, and he breaks down like the most
Oh,
basic
cool.
stuff, like knife cutting skills, like cutting like this so you don't have your finger
Yeah.
sticking out, so
Yeah.
like the knife just kind of like hits off the side of here. So like
Yeah.
it's just there's a whole bunch of stuff, and basic binging with Babish. She's actually from Rochester too, so exercising my Rochester pride and saying be like, "Hell, hey, check out this other YouTuber that I really like."
Yeah. I watch Gordon Ramsay because I like to watch him fucking shit on people while he's teaching.
Oh my
them how
god,
much
Kitchen
dumb they are.
Nightmares is amazing.
Yeah. He actually has some like really cool instructional videos. He's
Oh
wild.
my god, him on
He's-
YouTube is
he's-
awesome.
Yeah, he's like, here, I'm gonna show you how to fucking cut an entire chicken blindfolded. I'm like, all right,
Oh my
weird
God.
flex, but okay.
I watched him, and Babish does the same thing, but I love watching the videos of people, like different ways of people prepare a raw chicken for anything, like how they
Yeah.
like cut out the spine, pull out the wishbone, spread it out and everything. Like it's so cool watching like different
I've
like
never
cooking
done it.
styles.
Have you?
I haven't. Lizzie has.
Yeah,
I
me
haven't.
neither.
She,
I've never.
she did the thing for the turkey for Thanksgiving last year where she like separated the skin from the meat and stuffed all the seasoning inside the
Ooh.
skin, so like and butter and everything.
Fancy.
So when it heated up, it melted and baked inside of the skin. It was so good. So good.
Very cool. I really don't. I don't ever get whole chickens. I get the bone in, skin on chicken, and I'll debone them myself.
Like the thighs, because the thighs are cheaper and they have more flavor. Anything around the bone has the most flavor. That's the dark meat. That's
Yeah.
the good stuff.
And you take the bones and you make a fucking chicken stock with it.
Exactly. That's like okay. So back to half-assed broke advice. For cooking, chicken thighs are always going to be cheaper. Whole raw chickens are always going to be cheaper than the chicken breasts, the cutlets, blah 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 blah. If you don't mind taking 2 extra seconds to cut around the bone to get to your food, you're gonna have more flavor at a way cheaper price. I mean, we get 2 pounds of 2 pounds of chicken thighs for like $4.
Really,
4 or
I forget
5
what mine
bucks.
is. A
'Cause it's-
package, a general package of chicken, you know, like this big, like the regular size, is probably about
Yeah.
$6 for me.
Yeah, they where we're at, like the store, like not Wegmans. Wegmans is like, yeah, it's about the same. Actually, pretty much everywhere around here, it's usually about $1.99 a pound for the
I
thighs.
think that's about that might be about what mine is.
And then for the chicken breast, it's like probably like $2.49, $3 a pound, depending on what you get. So you
I
are
think
gonna,
you're right,
so
yeah.
you're gonna be saving a little bit, and especially per pound, if you're getting 2 pounds of chicken breast, that's $1.50, $2.
Yeah.
That's
And if you're
getting
eating
tacked
chicken a
on.
lot.
Yeah.
Because you can do so much shit with chicken. So like,
And
it's not like you're gonna eat it like once a month. You can literally eat chicken like every other day and do something different with it.
Exactly. And red beef is like the most overrated, overpriced thing out there. Chicken has like way more potential flavor in there. And pork. Pork is, I will always advocate for good pork meals.
I wait until like Christmas time or Thanksgiving time where you can get a big ass ham for
Yeah.
like, for like $12 that it would normally be like 40.
Yeah, I
Gotta
do.
get them to freeze them.
I do like getting like the pork shanks or whatever, like the haunches, because like if you could like skewer it and like rotate it over an open fire for a couple hours, it's so freaking good. And it's cheap too. Like honestly, like those big chunks of pork are way cheaper than if you were to like buy pound. Like obviously you're gonna spend like 50-60 bucks on a big haunch. But by comparison, if you were to buy like the little pork cutlets, you're spending way more per pound.
Yeah. But all right. So before we go any further, I do want to. You did talk about like what I was doing, Browns, and we kind of got.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, we got excited.
So, what I've been doing recently is I bought a big bag of potatoes for like literally $4, and there's got to be like 10 potatoes in there. It's so fucking cheap, and you can use potatoes are like chicken. You can do so many different things with it. So what I've been doing is because I've been trying to eat at home more instead of going out to Wawa and getting a breakfast sandwich. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna make breakfast.
Food.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, don't get me started. Woo. $30 a day on Chinese food. That's not good.
No,
So, so
I've
what I've
done it
been
before
doing is,
too.
yeah, it's so simple. You cut your like just whatever we said before. Cut your potatoes into like thin slices. Put some vegetable oil in a pan. Heat it up. Fry it. I take half an onion, maybe a quarter of an onion, depending on how big the potato is. Dice it up. Throw it in there with the potatoes. Get everything. Fry it up. Spread it out over the pan like a thin layer. Fry 2 eggs, slap the 2 eggs in the center, and then put cheese over it,
Hmm.
and then kind of fold the hash browns like an omelet, and then put a thing of cheese over it, and then let the whole thing fry. Oh my God, a little ketchup, hot sauce. You
Oh,
have this insane breakfast, and it probably cost you less than $2 to make
I
because
and I kind of missed it. Did you say what kind of oil you were using for that, or butter? Do you butter or oil? What would you recommend?
I use vegetable oil.
Oh, okay, okay.
Could probably use canola oil for any frying
yeah,
oil.
yeah, but it's the cheaper varieties, like not like you have to
Yeah,
buy like a thing of like olive oil or anything like that. And like
yeah.
I'm like more of a butter guy than I am an oil guy, but I know oil like works really well with potatoes.
I think oil works better because it doesn't burn up as fast. For
Yeah,
me, at
yeah, that's
least,
true.
it kind of sits there easier. So if you think about it, you get a bag of potatoes for $4. Let's say there's 10 potatoes in there, and you're only using one. And then a dozen eggs is what, 99 cents, and you're only using 2 eggs.
Free.
Oh yeah, he's got chickens. And
Yeah,
then and then the cheese I use, I go behind the deli. Remember talking about meat ends and cheese ends,
yeah,
dude?
yeah. And if you're
A
melting the
dollar.
cheese, it doesn't matter what the shape
Exactly, and it's
is.
so good. $1.99 a pound for a pound of cheese. Do you know how much a pound of cheese is? Like,
It's like 4 or 5.99, depending on like the quality. It can get up to like 10.99
I,
for like
I mean,
really
like,
good
I mean, like,
cheese.
quantity. You ever looked at a pound of cheese? It's a lot of
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah, yeah.
So all that, it's insane. You're probably for each breakfast you make, which is an outrageously large breakfast, and probably not really good for you if you're watching your weight because it's a lot of carbs.
we,
But at the
we
same time,
that's because we a half-ass broke. Disclaimer: we are not a Weight Watchers channel.
yeah, no. No, we're not Weight Watchers at all.
No.
But you're probably paying like $2-3 for this huge, insane, awesome breakfast. And if you're feeling like a baller, chop up some meat and put it in there. I just didn't have any at the time.
Yeah.
And
Bacon. There's always good deals on bacon if you don't buy Oscar Myers. Today, actually, good example. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like I was when
no,
you
go for it.
mentioned the meat. When we were shopping today, we were looking at bacon, and there was a buy one get one free for Oscar Myers bacon, and it was a pound each. But when you look at it, it's $9.99, so you're spending $5-6, or you're spending about five
Yeah.
bucks each pound. Okay, we looked a second up, and we found a brick of uncut bacon,
Hell yeah.
a pound and a half for like $6.99.
Now here's also your excuse to use your nice new knife.
Oh yeah, there you go. Like oh
That
man, and it cuts through it so nice. If you get that nice rocking motion to pull back on, or like to push down on and stuff like that. You can't see my hands because I'm like doing the little like knife shaking motion. It doesn't look like I'm doing this though.
Oh my God. I for breakfast I do like thinly sliced ham, which go to the
Hmm.
deli and get meat
Yeah.
ends, and they have ham.
You like do you fry up the ham
Um,
before you put it on, or do
yep.
you like do it all with
Yeah, well, I'll like fry it for a little bit, and then I'll put it in the center, and then I have the really nice flat metal spatulas. They have the sharp edge on it.
Yeah, oh my god, I just
Uh,
bought one of those like
Oh my God.
like the ones that they use at like
Yeah,
the burger.
hibachi,
Yeah, I just
game
bought one.
changer.
Yeah, I love it.
I love them because then they have the knife edge on it. So after
Yeah, you can.
it's fried a little bit, you just go in there and hit it and shred it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just bought one. I can't believe it.
Where'd you get yours?
I don't know. Lizzie bought it. We had used to have like you ever seen the ones that are like really thin? They have like they look like whisks. So they have like the little vents in them that they use to like flip eggs. We have like an egg flipper kind of thing.
No,
It's
I
really hard
just
to describe. I'll show it to you sometime. And like, but I really liked that one, and I thought that was awesome because it had a little curve at the end, so you could like scoop up under things. But ever since I bought one of those spatulas,
they're
game changer,
amazing.
game changer.
I think I got a set of two. I got one that the metal part's about that long, and it has a square edge with the knife edge, and then I had another long edge on top. And I think I got both of them for like $12 off Amazon.
Wow.
And they're not the best. Like they're not the best quality. I've had them for like probably 5 months now, and the one I use like on a daily basis, the handle's coming a little loose, but you get what you pay for.
I think Lizzie
Worst
said,
case scenario, I'll spend another $12 on another one.
I think Lizzie said she got it like at home or something like that. That like
Home Goods.
Home Goods. That's what it is. Home Goods.
Oh yeah.
And I think she said that like it was on sale, and I looked at it. It was like a $40 spatula, but like they always have sales. It was like $10.99 or something like
That's
that.
amazing.
So like
They're
they'll like Home Goods always has deals like that. We have a bunch of art that was probably like $60-$70 pieces of art that they were selling for like $20.
Mm. That's another thing. I never had one of those growing up. I had like the big clunky plastic spatulas where like
I still have one actually.
You go to flip an egg and it just like rams into it and fucking it
like
tears
compresses it.
Yeah, this thing is. That's another thing. Honestly, the two things that are a huge game changer in the kitchen are a really nice spatula. How old do we sound? We're like, oh,
I know, right?
Spatula.
Well, utensils. Utensils are your best friend. Cast iron skillet, and utensils. Every utensil, just have good utensils. I mean, don't go out and spend hundreds of dollars all at once, but as you need it. I mean, we started out with like a cheap $20 Walmart set, and we've just been slowly upgrading. And every single time we get something new, it changes so much.
I got a really nice frying pan from a Salvation Army.
For like
$1.50. It didn't come with a lid, which sucks, but
I found an egg skillet, like like you've seen like the big skillets, like the cast iron ones. I found an egg one that was like this big. I bought it. It was like $2.
Who cooks one egg at a time?
I don't know, but it was
like,
cute.
6 fucking eggs, we're good. Let's go.
It was cute. It's too small for any of the burners. Like it's actually like a couple inches shorter than all the burners on my grill or on my stove. So like you can't even cook with it.
Do you think if it did work, do you think you could cook a single burger in it?
Probably. Oh yeah, and you'd be able to flip it up on your own and everything. Just get that whole.
Maybe pretty sweet.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing for a lot of my breakfast or like late night snacks or something. It's delicious. It's not good for you at all. It's a lot of oil, a lot of carbs. A lot of cheese.
I will say this though, cheap. You can make it even cheaper. One with chickens. I mean, obviously not everyone has the space for that. But two, because you got a garden, potatoes grow so well, even if you don't give a shit about them all season long.
How do you plant them?
They come on like the little spuds or whatever.
Little bulbs or something?
Yeah, they're like little bulbs. What we do is like we keep the smallest potatoes, we put them in dirt, and we put them in our garage over the winter.
The spores that come off?
No, the smallest spuds, like an actual potato.
Okay.
We take like the smallest potato or whatever, because you've seen like how they grow like the eyes or whatever. Like potatoes are constantly growing and making more of themselves. They're like a kind of like a repeating thing. So what we do is we take like the smallest little. I don't know the science behind it. I just know that if there's a small potato and you throw it back in the ground, it'll grow into more potatoes.
I don't think I've ever seen potatoes growing, but that's something I would be interested in because potatoes
I would
are
look into
versatile.
it because like one potato plant could yield like 9 or 10. Unfortunately, it's not like beans or like vine plants where you can pick and they'll keep growing. Potatoes, once you harvest the plant, that's it. But they usually render quite a bit per thing. We can probably get like 7 or 8 pounds of tomatoes from like the 5 plants that we have.
That's pretty sick.
So I mean, like potatoes are.
You could do this. You could literally eat breakfast for free.
I know at this point, and we grow peppers so we can have spicy food too.
Yeah, dude. If you did potatoes, you're already getting chickens. How many eggs a day you say you're getting?
Oh my god, I just picked up all the eggs from like 4 days, and it must have been a good weekend because I picked up like 72 eggs.
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I picked them up on the last time I picked them up was on a Thursday, and Wednesday, because that was the last time I had a day off and I was able to like get out there in a decent time. And then on Monday, when I go through and I clean up their coop and everything, I decided to pick up all the eggs then too, and it was like 72 eggs in there. I swear to God, I brought like a little tiny bucket, thinking I was gonna get maybe 30, and it ended up I'm like, oh my god, I can't carry them all. I ended up dropping like 4 or 5 of them, and I'm like, I threw them in the compost pile and everything. It was actually pretty cool. Like
Throw
the
them at your
amount
neighbor's
of
house.
yeah, no,
Wait till Halloween. Start winging them at your neighbors.
hell, the neighbors help pay for the seeds every year because the neighbors buy our eggs.
Oh, nice.
If we sell 2 dozen eggs, we can buy a 50-pound bag of feed for the chickens. So they
How long does
literally
that last?
probably about a month with 11 chickens. So well, we also mix it with cracked corn, which the cracked corn will last about 2 months, but that gets mixed in. We usually put more crumble than we do cracked corn. So the chickens pay for themselves. They literally pay for themselves.
Self-sustaining chickens.
Yeah, exactly. And then like whatever money we have left over from that, because in the wintertime they don't really eat as much. They like to stay like kind of nested up and everything, and they don't lay as much either in the wintertime. So in the wintertime, after we've already like sold off all the eggs and kept a couple for us, we set it aside, and that's our seed fund. So the chickens literally pay for all of our agriculture.
Very cool stuff. Very cool.
So just things to look into. I mean, if we have an acre, like, so we don't even have that much like space, and it's more than enough.
You just have to be conscious of your neighbors, because
yeah, don't
the
get a
chickens
rooster.
can get loud.
Don't get a rooster.
Oh, yeah.
If you have hens, they're quiet. They don't bother anyone. My neighbor right next door, I asked him, I'm like, hey, have you ever heard the chickens in the morning? He's like, no.
Oh, really? I would
Yeah.
figure they'd be like kind of annoying. Maybe I am thinking.
Yeah, the roosters are the loud ones. We only have hens, and the hens do stay pretty quiet. Every once in a while, they'll like squawk really loud. But I've even asked a neighbor if you've ever heard him. He's like, I haven't once heard the chicken.
Wow, that's
since
awesome.
he moved there. So
all right, so fuck your neighbors. Go get chickens.
yeah, and like you could buy like a $200 coop for chickens. It'll house like 6 or 7 chickens, and there you go. You got your little personal stock of eggs. And you know, like I said, like with 11 chickens, we get a shit ton of eggs every couple days. So if you had 6, I mean, cut that in half, you're gonna have like about a dozen a day, or a dozen every 2 days. I'd say about count on 1 egg a day per chicken.
Make a little stand out front, sell some eggs.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have a stand; just our HOA just knows we have eggs, so they always cool. Stop by whenever they see a car in our driveway.
Very cool. So that's a way to get my fucking my breakfast that already only costs you about $3 to make. You can now have it for free.
There you go.
Want to put in the extra work?
Shoot up the Tractor Supply. Get yourself a little chicken coop. You get like a 3 or 4 chicken coop, or a 3 or 4 capacity chicken coop, and then you got one sitting on the side.
It's a lot of work to do that. I'd rather just pay fucking $4 for a big bag of potatoes and 99 cents for a dozen eggs.
It's really not as much work as you'd think. The chickens, like, they're foragers, so they kind of just do everything for themselves.
Anything with animals is expensive. I mean, and then I don't know, then you get emotionally attached to the chickens.
I love my
chickens.
chickens.
If one gets sick, then it's, I don't know.
Hey, I nursed one back to health after it getting attacked by a raccoon.
Oh yeah.
And it's doing just fine.
Or wasn't it like a
Fisher cat raccoon? It was something.
Yeah.
I didn't see full view what it was. It was just a dark colored creature that was on top of my chicken trying to eat it, and I scared it away, grabbed the chicken, brought it inside, took like 2 weeks, nursed it back to health, sent it back outside. Wow. And it's the one that's still alive. All the rest of them died. All the rest of them got attacked by that same damn Fisher cat. And I swear to God, one of my cats, one of my big ass black and white cat, killed it because I haven't seen her. Yeah, I haven't seen or heard from it since the beginning of this year.
Louis out there fucking shit up.
He's a freaking monster.
He's an animal, literally and
he's
figuratively.
Like you in cat form.
Hell yeah. He just goes out. I just saw when I went up
he's
there.
Like the bouncer.
Having a Mexican standoff with the neighbor cat.
Yeah, other Rusty
staring at him. It literally for like 10 minutes straight. It was good times. We might not even get to our second topic. What are we looking at time wise here?
We're at 55 minutes. So
yeah. You know what? Let's take the last 10 minutes and pump out some nerdy fucking video gaming stuff.
Yeah, let's get into the nerdy stuff. All the stuff that people wanted to hear has already been said, so this is our time.
Yeah. So if you don't know, if you don't know, then you obviously haven't listened to us before. We're both big gamers.
Big MMO gamers.
Yeah, we're both really into MMOs. And if you don't know what that is, an MMORPG is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. It's based like literally if you haven't heard
It's
of World
basically
of
Skyrim,
Warcraft,
Final Fantasy, Warcraft, just online with a bunch of
yeah.
people.
And if at this point you haven't ever heard of World of Warcraft, just turn this, just
Just go
hit
away.
stop. Yeah, because you have no idea what's going on.
Exactly. I mean, I think
Like,
there's like 70-year-old dudes that know what World of Warcraft is.
there's 7-year-old dudes who play World of Warcraft.
Right?
There really is.
I've been playing since 2006.
Yeah, and you know what? Good for them, because when I'm 70 years old, that's what I want to hanging, throwing out, doing some RPG shit, raiding dungeons, nuking people.
Dude,
in
I
PvP.
hope I'm drinking Jenny and smoking weed while playing video games all
That's
day
what I'm
long when I'm
saying.
retired
Hell
and
yeah.
old. Oh, the
That's
day
what-
I retire,
That's what I want to do right now.
I guess exactly. We got stuff to do now. We'll have to
Yeah.
pass the torch eventually, but you know, now is our time.
So World of Warcraft, WoW, has been out for since what? I think it's 15 years now.
What did I say? 06? I think it was it was 04. 04, because it was when I was in 6th, 7th grade. It was when I was in like 6th or 7th grade. I was like 13. I was like 12 or 13 when it came out.
Okay, so I think they just recently had their 15-year anniversary, and
So 04.
yeah. So over the years they've been putting out extra content, new expansions, new downloadable content, and or DLC for short.
And it's
They've
super
been putting out-
overwhelming.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know what drove them to do this. What they're doing is they're releasing something called WoW Classic, and it's literally just the old WoW from when it got launched.
The
But I
original
guess
game before Burning Crusade, like the
I don't know
vanilla
what Burning
WoW.
Crusade is.
The first expansion that ever came out for WoW.
Okay, so I don't know anything about World of Warcraft because my first big MMO was Elder Scrolls Online. I put a shit ton of time into that, and I played the
Yeah.
hell out of it. I still do. So I'm at the point in Elder Scrolls Online where I'm like, fuck it, why not try a new game?
Yeah, and I've
so-
played the 3 big ones. I've played the Final Fantasy Online, I've played the Elder Scrolls Online, and I've played World of Warcraft. So like, I kind of like have this weird nostalgia for World of Warcraft because that's what got me into it. So I kind of want to go back and play that free trial because I've never played on this account that I have now. I've only ever played Overwatch, so I'm kind of hoping that like after this free trial, I've been like so inspired. I'm just gonna port everything over and just go all in on World of Warcraft because if it's as good as I remember, I'm going to.
You are their target audience. They're looking for people with nostalgia.
Yeah,
You know, like that grew up with it, and I'm just there because a lot of my friends are those people, and I'm just like, fuck it, hell yeah, I'll go play WoW with you guys. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we got
You know,
Joe from the Nitrogen Tone is coming over on that. He's gonna probably be streaming with us when we do the free trial.
Yeah, he's got a free trial. Fuck off! I already got my subscription.
Oh, you already started paying for the subscription?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, as soon as it rolls out, I'm gonna set up the free subscription tomorrow, and I might roll my Final Fantasy stream right into the World of Warcraft stream, and start streaming it.
If it goes live tomorrow, then I might stream WoW on my personal account.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, because I would love to get like this out there because WoW Classic, for those that aren't old enough to have ever played WoW Classic, was so simple, so fun, didn't overcomplicate it. It had like one big boss that was just so freaking hard, but everyone got together and played it. The community was super toxic. Everyone hated each other, but everyone also loved each other at the same time. So it was super fun. And as like a 12, 13-year-old kid, I found it entertaining. I just hope that like the fandom has kind of kept up and like maybe matured a little bit. But at the same time, like outside of the fandom, the game itself is just awesome. Like it's just so much fun. It's so cartoony. It's so simple. Like you pick a skill tree, you follow that skill tree. You pick good armor, you get that armor. Like it's
is it like ESO like that? Like what's more complicated?
ESO.
Really?
Yeah, because World of Warcraft came out in 04. It's you have good armor, you switch to that good armor. I believe there's sets for it, but they're sets specifically for that class, not for.
Yeah. What are you gonna make? I already made mine. I totally copied Joe's because I didn't know what to do, and he said what he was doing was good for PvP and gave me a bunch of good reasons, and I'm like, I'm doing it too. So we're both Horde and then undead warlocks.
God damn it! That's what I was gonna do. That was my character.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 3 undead
I
warlocks.
am not doing an undead warlock. I will
Hell
pick
yeah,
something fucking else.
Let's do PvP monsters.
I want to
because
do
apparently-
PvE content though, because PvE content's like way more intense than ESO.
What? The ESO endgame is so fucking intense.
Way more intense. Like
No.
from the get go, it's
Not
intense.
possible, dude.
You'll see. You'll see.
Running a fucking progression group for months to try to clear VHOF? Are you kidding me? There's nothing. You can't get. It can't get crazier than that shit. Vet trials? No possible way. I don't
The
believe
game's
it.
also 15 years old.
So?
Yeah, the progression groups in ESO are young. Like, no matter how you look at it, they're still like young compared to WoW. WoW has like entire guilds based on one fight.
Bunch of pussies.
Like,
You know what? I'm gonna have to come in here. I'm gonna have to go.
you're
into this
gonna.
fucking WoW
I have a
Classic,
feeling
and
you're gonna
I'm
suck
have
so
to-
bad at WoW
I'm
just
gonna go
because
there.
you
I'm gonna
have that
to teach
mentality.
I'm gonna have to teach these fucking scrubs how to play a goddamn MMO. I'm gonna say, oh, I haven't played WoW for 15 years. I'll be, I've been playing for 15 minutes. Sit the fuck down, Grandpa. Let me show you how it's done.
I still remember. I still remember the starting area for the undead. It's so amazing.
Is
That,
it?
like,
I don't know.
like all this nostalgia is like flooding back to me.
I'm really excited. You know what? I'm really excited for a new game, and I'm also really excited for an established game, and a game because you know what? I had the same feeling when I went to go play Black Desert Online, and I just
I tried so
wasn't
hard
too
to get
into it.
into that. The difference isn't like, because I remember when I first got into WoW, it was like a year after it first came out, because like we didn't have like a good computer until then. So I started playing WoW, and like everyone was all established, but like the ease of entry into WoW is super nice. The tutorial is super nice. It's super simple.
I don't want that.
a lot
I don't
of
want this easy shit.
no, it's easy to get into, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not like, it's not like BDO where they like throw a billion things at you and you're like,
It was really complicated,
yeah,
wasn't it?
it was like they overcomplicated it.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to fucking go fishing. I couldn't even figure out how to like go into a house.
You know what WoW was? WoW was like ESO as far as like getting you into it. Like, this is how to play the game. This is what you got to do. This is what you can do. We'll give you tutorials when you unlock more shit at later levels. But this is what you got. And I really liked it. And then like the extra stuff, like when you get to end game stuff, that's all on you. That's what you learn as you play.
What I want.
But that's
what
it.
I'm looking for.
That's why I liked ESO so much when I first played, because it reminded me so much of how WoW was.
The only problem I did have with ESO early on was that they kind of made it too simple, where you could literally play the game for 1,000 hours and past level 20. And I didn't really like that because they were so like accepting and so like, oh yeah, sure, if you want to be super casual. I'm like, I don't want to be casual. I want to be elite.
Well, that's the nice thing about ESO. It's like you can be whatever kind of player you want to be. And the same thing with WoW. You could really be whatever kind of player you want to be. You want to casually step through side quests and just, you know, hang out with people, to go for it. If you want to go through like end game dungeon shit, go for it. If you want to do PvP shit where you're raiding the human villages and fucking people up, go for it. There are options. You can do whatever you want.
I want to do. I want to do PvP. That's
the only thing
ultimate goal.
The only thing I'm disappointed about is you guys are horde already, because I like the dwarves a lot.
I know. You know what? I didn't really. Not that I didn't have a choice, but like obviously I'm gonna go where, because Joe has a couple people he's already gonna play with.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna especially me coming into it with zero experience. I have no.
Definitely go with the thing. And I think Joe's played more recently than I have, because last time I played was like I said, 13 years ago. So.
And that's gonna be a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna be coming back to it.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure once
crazy.
I'm sure once I've played it for a little bit, I'll kind of get the feel for it again. But I don't remember shit else about it other than like end game stuff. So
I want to like no life this shit, level the fuck up, get so powerful, and go into because they have like world PvP, right, where you can just go out, be like picking flowers and shit, and here comes Uncle Eric fucking warlock the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it's really
That's what I
cool.
want.
Like if you're like going out and doing random shit, people could just come up and fuck you up.
Yeah, I'm going no mercy, kill on sight everyone.
Yeah, I think that I think it'll be fun. I really do. I think that WoW, like,
Are
if
you
you,
gonna play? Did you say you're gonna play it tomorrow?
yeah, I'm gonna port over to it tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So and you're gonna be Horde, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be Horde.
Alright, good.
I'll probably be a Shaman because the Shaman was my second favorite class on the Horde.
I think the only reason
And the first time I ever went to Alliance was because they offered Shaman on the Alliance side.
alright, so I think Undead has immunity to snares, which is insane for PvP.
The passive abilities on each character are really, really defined.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like ESO where it's a little blurred. Where, like, if you're min-maxing, great. But it's very, like, if you are an undead, if you are a blood elf, if you are... I can't remember all the freaking things. But depending on what you are, like, there are very specific things that you can do.
Yeah, and then I think a big reason that we're both going Warlock is I think Warlock gets a free mount at level 40. And to me,
I was gonna say,
to me that doesn't make much sense to me because ESO you can get them out immediately.
Flying mounts. Flying mounts is the ones that didn't show up until the second expansion pack, which is whatever. Flying mounts are whatever. Mounts, yeah, you do have to wait till you're 40 to get to the mounts because that's a game changer when you have mounts. It's not like ESO where you just move faster. It's actually a game changer to have mounts.
Really,
wow.
And I'm excited to learn why. Yeah, so, like there's so much shit I'm psyched for. I don't know. It's the first game in a while that I'm really excited for. The only other game I could say that I'm super excited for is maybe Borderlands 3. The more I look into Borderlands 3, the more I'm kind of like, it really just looks like Borderlands 2.
Yeah, the more I've gone back into Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel and everything, and looking at the trailers for Borderlands 3, I'm like less excited.
Yeah.
I love the novelty of Borderlands. I think it's really funny and I think it's really fun. But there's something
hamburger shooting gun.
Yeah, well, there's something about like the lack of Handsome Jack that kind of turns me off from it because like that was like the first two games.
Yeah.
The first three games.
No spoilers.
But anyway, so like, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like there was just this lack of presence of certain characters that you like grew to really like from the other games. Which I mean, whatever. I mean, Claptrap. I think is Claptrap in that game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't be.
I don't know. I'll get it. I'll get it. It probably won't be like right at release, just because I'm not. I was really hyped about it at first, and like if you look back at our other podcasts, like we were both really hyped about it. But the more I look into it, the more I'm reading into other games. There are other games I want to play over that game.
Cyberpunk 2077 looks like the fucking truth.
I think that might crush my PC though, so that's what I'm concerned about.
Oh yeah, you might be.
Yeah, I might have to wait for that one. When's the release date on that? Do you know?
No one knows.
Oh, so it's not even close. So I'll have time to like build up a new graphics card and everything.
It's not close, but it looks so sick. I just read something that they said the world map is going to be smaller than the world map in The Witcher, but it's going to be more dense. So there's going to be
cool.
More content. Probably multi-level, like
that's just like Final Fantasy X, like what I've been playing. Like the maps aren't enormous. It's not this huge expansive game, but there's a lot of shit in it.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff, but WoW, I didn't even realize that WoW is coming out tomorrow. So by the time this episode is posted, we're either gonna be
yeah, to give you guys an idea of when we record this, as of right now, WoW is 20 hours away from release.
Yeah, so it's August 25th right now.
Yep.
I guess it gets released. How many hours did you stay away?
It was 20 hours. Let me see. I think I still have the thing up.
Wait, 20 hours. That's gonna be.
It is exactly 20 hours away. So that's gonna make it 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Or no, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tomorrow.
So 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then there's two things that are gonna happen. By the time this episode is out, we're either gonna on with it and then go back to other games, or we're gonna look like Cartman on South Park in the WoW episode.
That's why I want to be a dwarf.
So there's only two things that are gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about all we have time for today. Thanks for sticking around with us, folks. Look for us every day at 2. That schedule might change after next week. Unfortunately, we made the schedule a little bit early. I didn't realize that like my school schedule would conflict, but we will be posting up a new schedule as soon as possible on our Twitch channel and updating it on the homepage description. So that'll be
Oh yeah.
rectified. I didn't. I apologize for that. I didn't
We gonna
realize.
fly?
Yeah, I know. Did you see it? I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to swat it away this whole time. I apologize for not realizing how close my school semester was starting. So that'll be fixed eventually. So thanks for sticking with us. Have a good night, y'all.
Well, okay. Bye. I guess. Jeez.